The days that followed were a symphony of jungle life. Mowgli learned the secret language of the rustling leaves, the meaning behind the distant howl of the wolves and the rhythm of the rains. He raced with the monkeys through the high canopy, their laughter echoing through the trees, and wrestled playfully with the young wolf cubs tumbling in the soft earth. Baloo, with his deep, rumbling voice, taught him the law of the jungle, the sacred rules that kept everyone safe and the delicate balance of their world intact. He learned which vines were strong enough to swing on, which berries were sweet and safe to eat, and which were poisonous. Bagheera, sleek and wise, taught him the art of moving unseen, of patience, and of understanding the shadows. The jungle was his teacher, his playground, and his family. Every sunrise brought a new adventure, every sunset a peaceful rest under a blanket of stars, surrounded by the comforting sounds of his world. But one morning, something was different. Mowgli awoke not to the usual chorus of chirping birds and chattering monkeys, but to an unnerving quiet. He sat up, his senses on high alert. The air, usually thick with the sounds of life, was still. The vibrant jungle had fallen silent. No birdsong greeted the dawn. The boisterous monkeys were nowhere to be seen or heard. Even the river, which normally babbled and rushed, seemed to whisper less, its voice hushed. A strange and heavy stillness hung over the trees. Mowgli stood slowly turning, his eyes scanning the dense foliage. The silence wasn't empty, it was watchful. It felt as though 1,000 unseen eyes were fixed upon him. Something or someone was out there, hidden in the green labyrinth, waiting, observing. A shiver, not from the morning chill, traced its way down his spine. The jungle he knew and loved had suddenly become a place of suspense, holding its breath in anticipation. What had silenced the heart of his home? And why did he feel like the very reason for its sudden, tense quiet? Mowgli's heart began to beat a little faster, a small drum against the vast silence. He called out, "Baloo? Bagheera?" His voice, usually lost in the jungle's cacophony, now sounded loud and lonely, absorbed by the motionless leaves. There was no reply. He crept to the edge of the clearing, peering into the deep green shadows that moments ago felt like a comforting embrace, but now seemed to hold a hidden threat. Every snapping twig under his own feet sounded like a thunderclap. He strained his ears, hoping for a familiar sound, the lazy drone of a bee, the croak of a frog, but heard nothing. It was as if the entire world had been put under a spell. This was a different kind of quiet than the peaceful hush of night. This was a silence born of fear. The animals of the jungle, from the smallest insect to the largest deer, had all frozen, united in a collective, unspoken warning. Mowgli knew the law of the jungle. He knew that such a complete silence meant only one thing. A great danger was near. A danger so formidable that it could command the respect and fear of every creature. And it was close. Slowly, deliberately, a sound finally broke the stillness. It wasn't the call of a friend, but a low, sibilant hiss that seemed to slither through the air itself. The sound coiled and uncoiled, a cold whisper that promised ancient secrets and chilling intentions. It came from everywhere and nowhere at once. Mowgli froze, his eyes wide. He knew that sound. It belonged to Kaa, the great rock python, ancient and mesmerizing. But the hiss was just the beginning. From the thickest part of the undergrowth, a pair of eyes blinked open. They were not the warm, familiar eyes of his pack, but swirling hypnotic spirals of yellow and gold, shifting and changing like liquid light. They pulsed with an unnatural rhythm, drawing him in, promising wonders while whispering of oblivion. The eyes belonged to Kaa, and they were fixed on Mowgli. The giant snake began to emerge from the shadows, its massive coils gliding effortlessly over the forest floor, scales shimmering like a river of jewels. "Wow, wow," the voice hissed, dripping with a false, sweet charm. "What have we here? A man cub, all alone." Kaa's head swayed from side to side, its hypnotic gaze intensifying, trying to capture Mowgli's will. Mowgli fought the pull of the hypnotic eyes. He remembered Baloo's warnings about the python's mesmerizing gaze. "Look away, little brother, never meet his eyes," the bear had rumbled. Mowgli forced his head down, staring at his own feet, his knuckles white as he clenched his fists. "I am not alone," he said, his voice trembling but defiant. "My friends are near." Kaa let out a low, rumbling chuckle that sounded like stones grinding together. "Your friends?" The snake hissed, its head drawing closer, circling Mowgli slowly. "The lazy bear? The black cat? They cannot help you now, they cannot hear you. It is just you and me. The air grew thick with Kao's powerful, ancient scent, a smell of dust, old stone, and something strangely sweet, like overripe fruit. The hypnotic colors of Ka's eyes danced at the edge of Mowgli's vision, tempting him to look up. He felt his eyelids grow heavy, his thoughts becoming slow and fuzzy, like a dream he couldn't wake from. The snake's voice was a lullaby, soft and persuasive. "Trust in me, little man cub. Just a little peek. Let go of your fears." Just as Mowgli felt his resistance starting to crumble, a furious roar shattered the enchanted silence. It was a sound of pure, protective rage, and it ripped through the jungle like a bolt of lightning. Bagheera, a blur of black fury, exploded from the canopy above. He landed between Mowgli and the giant python with a snarl that exposed every one of his long, sharp teeth. His claws were extended, digging into the earth, his body coiled like a spring ready to launch. "Ka!" Bagheera's voice was a low, dangerous growl. "Leave the boy. He is under my protection." The python recoiled, hissing in surprise and annoyance. The spell was broken. Mowgli gasped, shaking his head to clear the lingering fog. The hypnotic colors faded from his sight, replaced by the welcome, fierce form of his panther friend. Ka's eyes, no longer swirling, narrowed into cold reptilian slits. "Bagheera," the snake hissed, its voice losing its syrupy sweetness and turning sharp with venom. Always interfering, the man-cub was just playing with me. Bagheera didn't relax his stance. "Your games end in a full belly, Ka. Go now, before you find that I am not as playful as the boy." Before Ka could retort, a heavy booming voice joined the fray. "And I'm even less playful than the cat." Baloo lumbered out of the brush, looking twice his normal size with his fur bristled in anger. He stood beside Bagheera, a mountain of protective muscle, and let out a roar that shook the very trees. The combined presence of the furious panther and the enraged bear was a formidable sight. Ka, ancient and powerful as he was, knew when he was outmatched. Fighting both at once was a fool's errand. With a final, resentful hiss, the python slowly, reluctantly, began to retreat. "Another time, man-cub," Ka whispered, the threat lingering in the air as his massive coils disappeared back into the impenetrable green of the jungle. "Another time." The oppressive silence lifted as quickly as it had descended. The birds, as if released from the spell, tentatively began to sing again. The jungle began to breathe. Mowgli ran to Baloo and Bagheera, relief washing over him. Bagheera nuzzled him, his rough tongue a comforting gesture. "You were brave, little brother," the panther said, his voice soft again. "But foolish. You must be more careful." Baloo wrapped a huge furry arm around Mowgli. "The jungle has many dangers," the bear rumbled gently, "but it also has friends. Never forget that." As the three friends made their way back toward the safety of their home territory, the incident left a deep impression on Mowgli. He had felt true fear, a cold and creeping dread that was entirely different from the thrill of a chase or a playful tumble. He had faced a danger that fought not with tooth and claw, but with deception and a power that attacked the mind itself. He looked at Bagheera's sleek, powerful form and Baloo's immense, comforting bulk, and a profound sense of gratitude filled him. They were more than his teachers. They were his protectors, his family. The law of the jungle wasn't just a set of rules. It was a pact of community and mutual defense. He understood now, more deeply than ever, that survival here wasn't just about being strong or clever on his own. It was about the pack. It was about having someone to watch your back. That evening, as the stars came out, Mowgli sat nestled between his two guardians. The sounds of the jungle were no longer just a background chorus. They were a reassuring symphony of life, a testament to the safety and love that surrounded him. But somewhere in the back of his mind, the memory of those swirling, hypnotic eyes remained a stark reminder of the other, darker side of his wild and wonderful home. And a question began to form in his young mind. If the jungle held such dangers, would he always be safe here? Was this truly where he belonged forever? The seed of a new, unsettling thought had been planted, one that would grow and twist in the days to come. But for now, he was safe. He was with family. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this part of Mowgli's story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you won't miss the next chapter of his adventure. See you next time.